Inconceivable! That word is so fitting here today. Hello, my friend. Perez here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, Anglophile, and royal watcher. As I told you earlier, Prince Harry suffered a stinging defeat today when 3 judges in an appeals court in the UK ruled against him. For years now, he has been trying to overturn the Home Office's decision to strip him of his royal protection. He wants it all the time when he's in the UK, but the Home Office said on a case-by-case basis. That seemed reasonable to me. But Prince William's brother argues that he and the Duchess of Montecito receive credible and extreme threats that warrant permanent protection whenever they're in the UK. And that other very senior royal members, like his brother, have permanent protection. Well, he's not living in the UK, and he's not a senior working royal anymore. I don't understand the logic behind this, but Princess Diana's son thought it would be a good idea after his loss today to sit down for a televised interview with the BBC, complaining not just about the decision, but also complaining about his father's actions or lack of actions, and simultaneously wanting a reconciliation with his father and brother. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let's get into what he says. Harry says that he is devastated after losing the legal challenge in the UK and adds that the king, quote, won't speak to me because of this security stuff, but that he did not want to fight anymore and, quote, don't know how much longer my father has. As I've shared with you all multiple times, His Majesty is battling an unspecified cancer. There are some speculations what it might be, but the royal family has not publicly released that. We don't know what kind of cancer. We don't know what stage it's at. We do know that he has been receiving ongoing treatment and just a few weeks ago had a complication from treatment that resulted in a hospitalization, brief hospitalization. Speaking from California, the former His Royal Highness says, I can't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point. I hear cheering from the UK. He adds, there have been so many disagreements between myself and some of my family, he said, but had now forgiven them. After losing, you want to forgive them? Once again, make it make sense. He tells the BBC, I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point continuing to fight anymore. Life is precious. I agree. Harry reveals that the dispute over his security had always been the sticking point. He says that he feels let down by this decision today, and he described the court defeat as a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. And he blamed the royal household for influencing the decision to reduce his security. So it's not just his father who's responsible for all of this, but it's everybody. And it's a good old-fashioned stitch-up, meaning, how do you describe a stitch-up? It's a very British thing. I know what he means. A cover-up? No, not a cover-up. Like, all these nefarious players and forces working behind the scenes to have this happen, but publicly they're pretending that's not what happened. That's what he means. A good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. Did he ask the king to intervene in the dispute over security? Prince Harry answered, quote, "I never asked him to intervene. I asked him to step out of the way and let the experts do their jobs." What? Okay. Isn't that asking your dad to intervene just in a different way? The prince said his treatment during the process of deciding his security had, quote, "uncovered my worst fears." And now that the appeals court ruled and he can't take it any higher, he feels, quote, "devastated. Not so much as devastated with the loss that I am about the people behind the decision, feeling as though this is okay. Is it a win for them?" I'm sure there are some people out there, probably most likely the people that wish me harm, who consider this a huge win. I don't think the people who consider this a huge win wish you harm, brah. Harry said that the decision to remove his automatic security entitlement impacts him every single day. Even when you're not in the UK? What? And this has left him in a position where he can only safely return to the UK if invited by the royal family, as he would get sufficient security in those circumstances. Harry says that changes to his security in 2020 had impacted not just him, but his wife and later his children too. Quote, "Everybody knew that they were putting us at risk in 2020, and they hoped that me knowing that risk would force us to come back into life as working senior royals. But then when you realize that didn't work, do you not want to keep us safe? Whether you're the government, the royal household, whether you're my dad, my family, despite all of our differences, do you not want to just ensure our safety?" Asked whether he missed the UK, he said, "I love my country. I always have done, despite what some people in that country have done. And I think that it's really quite sad that I won't be able to show my children my homeland." Harry said that he would not be seeking a further legal challenge, and saying that today's ruling had proven that there was no way to win this through the courts. "I wish someone had told me that beforehand," adding that the ruling had been a surprise. Quote, "This, at the heart of it, is a family dispute, and it makes me really, really sad that we're sitting here today, 5 years later, where a decision that was made most likely, in fact, I know, to keep us under the roof." Harry said that his jaw hit the floor when he found out a representative of the royal household sat on the committee that determines whether he gets royal protection or not. And once again, he reiterates that there was interference by the royal household in the 2020 decision. And I am curious how he thinks giving this interview will make things better with his father and brother. Continually talking about them publicly when the king and Prince William don't talk about him publicly. And not to mention his whole memoir, Spare. Do you think this new interview could do any good in mending their relationship? Thoughts on everything that Prince Harry said? Let's get into it all in the comments section.